Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Power Rangers HyperForce panel. I am Zach Eubank, the CEO of HyperRPG, and we are here to unveil all sorts of exciting stuff that you don't know about yet, which is extremely exciting and also extremely nerve-wracking. But I have with me an amazing group of individuals, and I'm just going to go down the line and have them introduce themselves, starting with Malika.
Hi, my name is Malika Lim. I'm a game designer and GM for Power Rangers HyperForce.
Hi, I'm Erin Cahill. I was former Pink Ranger Jen from the Time Force season, and I am being part of HyperForce as well.
Which is awesome.
I'm Megan Camarina, also known as Strawberry17 on the interwebs, and I am the new Pink Ranger for HyperForce. Woo!
This is all the first time you guys have ever heard this, by the way. Nobody knows this yet.
Yeah, no one knew my name.
Hi, I'm Andre, and I'm a Black Nerd comedy on the internet, and I am the new Blue Ranger for Power Rangers HyperForce.
This feels very anticlimactic. But I'm Melissa Flores. I'm the director of Power Rangers content for Saban Rants.
That's not
That's not
anticlimactic.
You're the reason we can do this.
Yeah, right? You're the reason we're here, so that's a big
Cool
deal.
guy.
And as you guys are probably aware, that there's more people than just two that make up an entire Power Rangers force, as well as Jin here, who has a very special place in the show. We'll get into that later. So we have a little message to play for you guys from the people who couldn't make it today, but do want to let you know that they are a part of the show and are extremely excited to talk to you all. So let me go ahead and play that for you. Oh, are we good on audio? All right. Hopefully you guys can hear
With
that.
Saban Brands, HyperRPG, and Twitch, we're bringing you HyperForce, a brand new live role-playing action show broadcasting live on Twitch. Join us. I beg you. I'm a ranger. No, seriously, I am. Boogie with the bear.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Peter Sudarso, and I play Preston, the Blue Ranger on Power Rangers Ninja Steel. But what you may not know is I am actually a huge Power Rangers fan, and I am so excited to tell you guys that I'm partnering up with Saban HyperRPG to bring you Power Rangers HyperForce. I'm a Red Ranger, baby! I don't know what else to say, but I'm super stoked.
Hey everybody, my name is Christina V. I am a voiceover actress. I play transformative superheroes such as Ladybug and Miraculous Ladybug and Sailor Mars and Sailor Moon. And I'm so glad to join the cast of Power Ranger HyperForce as the Black Ranger. I'm very excited to be on the show, and I'm happy to take this journey with my fellow Rangers and all of you guys at home.
Can't wait for you guys to see it and just play along with us.
Cast of Power Rangers HyperForce. So let's get right into it. We have a whole bunch of stuff to share with you guys today. And for those that don't know who might be watching at home or for whoever is in the audience, I am the CEO of HyperRPG, and HyperRPG is an interactive live streaming channel here on Twitch. We do a lot of role-playing game shows on our network with all sorts of amazing people and talent, and all those shows revolve around getting you guys at home involved in the story. So we have some really exciting stuff to share with you today about how that's going to work, and also just dive a little bit deeper into this entire relationship. Do you want to talk a little bit about HyperForce?
HyperForce is awesome, and I'm so excited. It's happening this Tuesday is the premiere, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Yay! And it is an all-new cast of Rangers, all new powers, all new Zords, all new weapons, guys, which we are going to review.
And you're the GM.
Oh, I already said that.
I know, I'm reiterating the fact that you're the GM of the show.
If you guys don't know, I am the GM, Game Master, and that is the person that kind of helps facilitate the storytelling as the Rangers go on their adventures through the Power Rangers universe.
And we are bringing this to you all in collaboration with Saban Brands as part of the 25th anniversary franchise kind of special. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, Melissa?
Yeah, so as you, hopefully you know by now, we're going into our 25th anniversary next year, which is really exciting for us. And one thing we really,
25 years of Power
25
Rangers.
years of Power Rangers.
That is a quarter century.
I know.
Holy cow.
I know. I'm super excited to be here that long, but I also feel very old.
Oh, goodness.
But one thing that's really exciting for us and one thing we really want to do this year is also not just reach out to our younger fans, but also do other things for our older fans as well, for our super fans. And this is one of those initiatives. We really want to celebrate the history of Power Rangers, the lore of Power Rangers, with an all-new story, with an all-new team, but also celebrate the legacy of Power Rangers by bringing back past cast members and celebrating their legacy as well. Twitch has been a really great platform for us. We did, earlier this year, we had a Twitch marathon of like 831 episodes of Power Rangers. And I think we had 13 million impressions or channel views that time. It's been amazing. So this felt like a really natural partnership, and we're really excited to do this with HyperRPG because you guys are so good at what you do.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you for that. And I hope right now in the chat room, I can't see it, we can't see it up here, but I hope there's just a flood of Power Rangers emotes from that marathon that is just happening at this moment.
Yes.
B-O-B-O-B-O-B-O-B-O.
So Malika, I'm going to throw this to you a little bit, and why don't you tell us about the system we're using? Because I know everyone, we announced this a couple days ago, and you've been getting flooded with messages about the system. Why don't you tell us, as the GM, what you've made for us?
Oh, absolutely. So I am a GM, but I'm also a game designer, and what was really important to me was create a system that rewards Power Rangers experiences. So this is a story-driven RPG system, and it is all D6s, so you don't need some wacky colored or wacky shaped dice to play this game.
You mean a D20? It's not that crazy. Come on.
You ever step on a D4 at home?
It's the worst.
It's awful. Anyways, it's a D6 system, so you just can use standard dice to play the game, and it's also card-based. So you get new weapons, new Zords, etc. through your cards. And at the heart of the system is something we call energy. So energy is what the Rangers use to morph, to get into their Zords, to form up their Megazord, because we didn't want a system where you could just get into a Megazord to squash one putty. That didn't seem very Power Ranger. Or maybe it is. Anyway, so that's how...
The villain has to escalate first.
The villain has to escalate first, and of course, any Power Ranger system has to reward teamwork, right? Right, chat room? I hope. Yeah. Okay.
Just so you know, Malika did actually have a Power Rangers boot camp, so she knows what she's talking about.
What?
Yeah.
Where's our boot camp?
Oh, you're getting one.
It's
I'm just
intense,
kidding.
guys. It's really intense.
Nice.
Yikes.
But go ahead. So tell them. So with energy, basically, when you're completing actions as a ranger, you get energy, and this energy is tracked through the D6 system.
Absolutely.
And once you get a certain amount of energy, you get to then reveal that die now joins your pool, correct?
Right. So when you're just in your regular street clothes as a teenager, you're only rolling 1d6. When you morph, you roll 2d6. When you get in your Zord, 3d6. I think you can get what we're going. And then when you roll as a Megazord team, you pull all your dice together. So as you're growing more and more powerful, you literally feel the weight of your energy and your power growing as you roll more and more dice. It feels really epic. But then you watch me as the GM, and my monster has grown, and I'm rolling 6d6, and you're like, oh no, I'm still on the ground, and I'm only rolling 2d6. So it creates a lot of interesting dynamics.
Yeah, I really like the system because it's always keeping you in a state of suspense of trying to get to that next level to get powerful enough to face your foe. And one of my other, you brought it up just a little bit, was about the teamwork in the system. So players get rewarded for making attacks together. Can you tell me how that kind of works?
So it's kind of a high-risk, high-reward situation. So both of you have to succeed in your role against the GM, and then, and also you have to describe it in a very good way, right?
You got to be cool about
You
it.
have to be cool. You have to bring Power Ranger style to your teamwork. So it's not like, oh, the Pink Ranger and the Blue Ranger, they're going to do some teamwork moves and they roll.
Nah.
That does not...
The Pink Ranger comes in with a cartwheel, flip, roll, dunks a gummy bear into some chocolate milk, and then punches the monster in the eye.
Yeah.
And then I get all the energy.
It's like you've played the game before.
A little bit.
So it's all about that.
You guys have experienced this system firsthand. What does it feel like to go from street clothes to the point where you're growing up to a Megazord?
Well, it's awesome because it's like I feel like I'm in the episode. You're like, 'cause you're just like the civilian, and then you have the small monster attacks, and you start doing these extra combos together. But then when the monster starts to appear, or when things start to escalate, you're trying everything you can to get your energy up so you can morph. And what's really cool is that sometimes doing some special favors, helping out the citizens and things like that can help, get some energy of goodwill, and that really is cool.
It really pumps you up because you're kind of, once you morph, you take a bit more ownership, and you're like, whoa, okay, it's not just me being a goofball. I have to protect all these people. So you really are thinking about what your next move is going to be, and if you should really do that gummy bear dunk into the chocolate milk or not.
Your GM might punish you. You never know.
Never know. But there is like a literal like ranger sit. Like you're like when we were teenagers, we're like, yeah, let's play. But as soon as that we morph, it seems like everybody just goes,
You stand a
all
little
right,
taller.
we're Power Rangers now. Let's be serious.
And announce everything you do before you do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of this.
All right, so moving on, let's talk a little bit about the story and where this is picking up. And this is extremely exciting because we based our entire story, and we're not going to reveal everything, obviously. You got to watch the show for that. But we based everything in the story from a continuation of Time Force, and you're sitting on this couch right now, so we're nerding out a little bit.
Yay! I'm sitting right next to her.
Oh, rub it in, fine. But this is such a cool thing to bring you into this. We're going to start the show in the year 3016, and I'll let you take it from here as the craftsman of all this. So,
Well, as you know, Time Force happens in the year 3000. Holy cow, what does that look like? Flying cars and everything, right? And our story, Power Rangers HyperForce, is going to take place in the year 3016, and our Rangers start off as cadets in the Time Force Academy. And I'm so afraid I'm going to reveal too much.
well, then we'll stop right there.
And things happen and stuff.
And things
Yeah.
happen, and stuff
Yeah.
hits right off the bat. We can say that time travel's involved, and we're going to be seeing a lot of different eras of Power Rangers, which is one of the things that's really exciting about doing this on Twitch. Is it's the theater of the mind. We get to go places and do things that you guys have never seen before, and we get to just traverse entire eras of Power Rangers and maybe have some more special guests come out.
Yeah.
What's really fantastic is it's a continuation of Jen Scott's character, which is how often do we get to see that, right?
Well, we haven't, so that's why I'm so excited to be here. This is a new platform I'm learning about. I'm so excited to meet you all and all of you guys online, and because I've been asked for 17 years to come back as Jen, and I haven't been able to, be it mostly because of scheduling. So this really worked out amazing when Melissa asked and Zach asked, and I got to meet you. So I'm just thrilled to be able to bring Jen back to the Rangers, family and to our fans.
Yes.
And as a kid, any kind of multi-episode arc, right? It just blows your mind because
Yeah.
it's kind of the same episode every week. Now it's a monster themed after a purse, okay? But it's when we start seeing these connected stories and characters really get to grow. It's incredible. So I'm so excited. I mean, your character 16 years off into the future. That's just not like next year, right?
Oh, yeah.
And can you tell us right now, Wes or Alex?
Oh, Wes.
Oh.
Sorry, all you Alex fans.
That's not canon. That's not canon. That's our personal opinion.
This is like a big thing in the fan community. It's just, yeah.
Just to be
Wes.
clear, that's not canon. That's a personal opinion that was not cleared.
If you notice, everybody looks at me like you're referring to
Yikes.
We all like,
So we wanted to show this to you today. This is extremely exciting. These are the suits of our new Rangers. This is absolutely amazing. We're so nervous and also excited to share this with you online and for all the people that are here. We've got our Red Ranger, Marv, who's going to be played by Peter Sidarso. We'll show these suits first. We'll get through this, and then I'm going to let Malika talk a little bit more about each character's representation in the...
Or what I think about them as the GM.
Oh, sure,
Oh.
great. And then, we've got Eddie, Andre here, as the Blue Ranger. What do you guys feel like when I pop this up here, by the way, and recognizing that that's you
So cool.
as a Ranger?
I want my action figure.
Then, of course, we've got Chloe, the Pink Ranger, played by Strawberry 17, and Christina V playing the Black Ranger Vesper, and Paulie himself playing Jack. He
Looks so cool.
Yeah.
they're just
So
so
awesome.
awesome.
He's
I love
literally
how big he is.
jacked.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's
And if
yoked.
you really look at these costumes, one thing we really wanted to make clear is that this is an anniversary team. So you will see homages to other teams interwoven in the suits, which I
Aw.
think is very cool. You can see a Time Force buckle. You can see a diamond on the boots. And so these are things that we really wanted to make very clear that this is an homage to Power Rangers while it being its own very cool thing.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Isn't that great?
That's really cool.
Has even the Time Force arrows on the shoulder.
Yeah, I know. When I looked at it last night, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Adding to the legacy of it all, we're bringing the animal representations in for this, and I know this is something you're extremely excited about, so I'll let you talk on this.
I've always just been a fan of the animal head eating your face kind of shit. That's what I call it. And as a theme, so what's really interesting about Time Force is there's Chrono or Cronus kind of brought up, and Cronus is the Greek god of time, so that's a fantastic connection. So I said, well, if if there's going to be something that's continuing on from Time Force, what about the other Greek Titans? And Cronus, as a Greek god, has 5 other brothers, and we have 5 other Rangers. So we named their Zords and their powers after the other Titan brothers, and then we also assigned some kind of mythological animals to go along with it. So the Red Ranger animal is the lion. The Blue Ranger, you get a serpent.
I like it.
In honor of Oceanus, the god of the sea. And also the 4 other rangers are the pillars of the earth, and your Titan is the Titan of the sea.
I mean, one of the things I love about RPGs is the second you go, it makes me remember rehearsal we had last week, and like playing a game together. And I love RPGs because of this stuff, like the chaos of the dice and the world that gets presented in front of you, and getting to take these characters and bringing them to life. And the second in rehearsals that Malika brought up as the GM, a serpent-type monster. You know, Andre rolls. He's like, I'm going to speak to him. I can speak snake, right?
I can speak snake.
We're like, oh man, is that how that works?
It's a really good moment.
It was great.
And I'm
It was
like,
really
you
funny.
know, sweat drops. Like,
Like, oh, can
but then
you do that?
he rolled poorly, and I'm like,
Throwing you under the
his
bus there,
Zord
man.
says-
Throwing you under the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I came back with. Didn't really help the team much at all.
No, not at all.
And of course, you know, Hyperion, also the Phoenix. We got to have some, you know, awesome aerial Zord for the Pink Ranger. And then Coas has a Cerberus. Talk about OP, 3-headed dog. And then, of course, Polly gets to be
He's a ram.
Creus, which is the ram.
He's a
yeah.
literal ram.
That's so Polly.
Oh,
It
it's so great.
And his helmet has the horns. Okay. I
And we
love
were
it.
so excited to explore, you know, bringing a ranger to the team who wasn't necessarily, you know, we get to have fun with it and really bring some fun ideas. And you know, we've worked really closely with Saban brands and coming up with all these concepts and under their guidance and working with them. And it's been so much fun and really a dream come true to be able to work on this every day for a while now. And we can't wait to bring it to you on Tuesday. And we're not going to show you more from the costumes and Zords and Megazords. You got to tune in for that. There's still a whole lot of stuff to share.
Weapons.
All sorts of stuff. Like you can see here, we're really taking a lot of time and attention to make this feel as this is Power Rangers, and we want to be true to that and make sure that we are capturing that as much as possible. So you guys got to tune in on Tuesday and every week to see the continuation of all the other things that we're going to reveal. But moving on there, let's get some questions out for you guys. I know we're doing a lot of the talking here, and I want to talk to you guys about how exciting this is and how cool this is.
Yeah.
So what's you guys' history with Power Rangers as a fan?
Oh man, I was the Yellow Ranger 5 years in a row. Like when Power Rangers wasn't cool anymore for me to be a Power Ranger, I was still dressing up in the costume. Like the boots would like go up to here, and I would just wear yellow socks so that I could keep wearing it. Trini was like my OTP. I thought she was the coolest person on the planet, and when I grew up, I wanted to be her. I had her Pog. I collected the
You
toys.
had her Pog.
I had her Pog in my wallet
amazing.
and a sticker. I collected her toys from McDonald's too. Like I cried when I found out that she had passed away. Like she was my hero. So that's my connection to Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin, for sure, seen every single episode a gazillion times. But I mean, Pink Ranger's really dope too.
Well, now you have to watch Time Force. You have homework ahead of you to get prepped
and
for
I have
this.
a whole stack of comics that I'm like, I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
wait
the
to get
comics.
into.
The comics are great.
Yeah,
That's been one of my favorite experiences about this project is I didn't grow up with Power Rangers. I was very unfortunate in that way. I just lived out in the middle of nowhere. I didn't get to experience it growing
okay.
up. I know. And you know, Malika's been telling me for years Power Rangers is the best thing on earth, and we start working on this project, and I've watched every season now, and it's amazing. And it really does capture so many amazing things. And I know a lot of people look at it as a kid's show, and to me, after understanding it, it's so much more than that. And as a fan of superheroes, I'm a huge comic book nerd. It is, to me, one of the most quintessential superhero teams. It's about heroism for heroism's sake, to be good. And that's such a cool thing that I was really excited to discover for new. You know, it's like a cool thing that you can still now. It's everything's on Netflix, like all of it. You can go check it out. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I mean, well, one of the amazing things about Power Rangers is that at its core, it's about young, relatable people being superheroes with their friends, right? It's never just about one character. I mean, you have like amazing characters like Jen from Time Force, but she had a whole team backing her up. She wouldn't be Jen without Wes and Trip and all these amazing characters that were on her team. And you see that in every season of Power Rangers. It doesn't matter which season you're watching, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
That's always the theme, and it's something I'm really, really proud of.
It's so cool about Power Rangers. Before they even morph, they're already the hero, and I thought that was always just like the best message. Because as a kid, I'm like, I can only dress up as the Yellow Ranger on Halloween, but at least I can feel like it. You know what I mean?
They're good guys.
Yeah.
They're always
Yeah.
good guys.
Good people and the core values they teach. It's just, I love it.
All I want to do is I want to learn how to time travel, and I want to go through my television to little Andre watching Power Rangers,
my
and just jump
gosh.
through and be like, "Hey, dude, guess what? You like this thing? Guess what's going to happen in a few years? You are not going to be a part of it." I mean, this is just so freaking cool. I'm
Yeah.
just so excited about this because I love the franchise, and like you said, like. The thing that's so cool about Power Rangers is because there's so many different iterations, there's so many different styles that you can come in at any time.
Yeah.
From right beginning with Mighty Morphin to people who've even watched it, the originals from Japan to everything now, and then you've got the comic books and everything. It's just so cool that everyone has their sort of personal Power Rangers experience. So to have these opportunities to celebrate all of it. You find your place in that, and that's really, really awesome. I love that about this franchise, because you can't say that about many other franchises like that.
Yeah, I have to say, 17 years later after doing the show, what you said about the kids just being like, what? It did leave, I mean, I can speak for our fans and the fans I've gotten lucky enough to meet. We left such an impression because, I was the first female leader and like the whole show. Anyway, it's such an honor to meet fans and hear them 17 years later go, "You are the reason I went to college. You're the reason I'm an architect. You are the reason my family and I we didn't talk for years. And then I saw Time Force. And then like, it's like, I cry basically every time I meet fans. I'm like, oh my God. So this is so cool to be able to come back and to be able to see you guys and like you guys do it and you guys experience who were fans because I was of the time.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a fan of it and then became one. I was like, oh, Power Ranger, So it's so cool.
And what about you, GM Malika?
no, I have to tell my
what's your
embarrassment
history with Power
story.
Rangers?
Oh,
Were you always a fan?
Yeah, I was always a fan, and I feel like the right age from like kindergarten till today. I wanted a Megazord so bad. I was so poor when I was a little kid, and then I just grew up into being the super fan, and I guess I really wanted to be a Power Ranger, so I spent 2 years in high school creating a Power Rangers like fan film homage
Oh my
with
gosh,
everybody
no.
in my anime club, and it is on YouTube right now.
No way.
Is it really?
Yeah, it
we have
really
to watch
is.
this.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I
incredible.
do like a little like henshin transformation in front of like a green screen curtain.
Oh my gosh,
God.
yeah.
So I love Power Rangers, and as a game designer, I feel like it is my mission in life to bring awesome experiences to people. So
Yeah.
being able to design this tabletop RPG experience, in the Power Rangers universe is a dream come true, because once you have something fantastic and you experience something fantastic, you just want to share it with the world.
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
And what is that to you? What is Power Rangers to you?
Okay, so I feel so silly saying this, but I think there are a lot of stories out there about, hey, it's good to be a good person, or even it's cool to be a bad person. But I think Power Rangers is the best at saying it's cool to be a good person versus it's just good to be a good person. I think that is just so fantastic. I really saw that in like the new movie this year, and
good.
and it came out on my birthday, and I'm like, this is for me.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. And one of the things, obviously, the representation and the diversity that Power Rangers has had. I mean, yes, we've all made the jokes about, in Mighty Morphin, about the black guy being the Black Ranger. But for me, seeing Zach do his thing with the hip-hop keto and, like, he's dancing and kicking and stuff, like, that was still exciting because there was only so many heroes you could see like that. And I was like, that's really awesome. And then even cut to today and seeing the movie and, like, seeing Billy on the screen with RJ Collins, like even watching that, like, I'm an adult and I'm still like, oh man, that's so cool to see that, because I'm now thinking about I felt like him before in the past, and like seeing other people be able to watch him on the big screen and go, great, or all the stuff that got revealed with Trini in the movie and stuff like that kind of stuff is really awesome. And Power Rangers has always had some kind of diverse team going on every single season, and that's amazing.
And to me, the coolest thing about that entire story is like now you, Andre, get to be someone's Blue Ranger.
Yeah.
Which is it's so cool.
It's great. It was, but even though I was wondering because you're like when you call, he's like you're gonna be the blue. I was like, which one? Blue. Okay, cool. And then you told me that then the Black Ranger's gonna be female, and I was like,
I know.
switching it up.
That is so
switching it
cool.
up. So.
I mean, it's crazy because the older you get when you watch like something like Mighty Morphin, there's a certain part of you that you're like, all right, this dream is gonna die. I'm like never gonna be able to be a Power Ranger ever. That's just I gotta give up on that one. But like when you guys reached out to me and asked me, I died inside. It's like my proudest post on Facebook. I have done The Amazing Race and I've had my own TV shows, but like that was something where I was like, dang. All I need to do is be an anime character, and I think I could die happy. I'm done. Like, that's it.
Yeah. No, it's not self-shaming me or any way, but, like, I haven't had any training, and I love ice cream. So I was like, I love Power Rangers, but I always love it from the fan perspective. So now with this game, that's what's cool about this is that anyone can be a Power Ranger by playing this. And that makes me feel really awesome.
Yeah, and that's what's truly amazing about Power Rangers, is that it's not, and as God knows I love Batman more than everybody, but not everybody is a billionaire orphan with a lot of toys, But Power Rangers, anybody, it's true, anybody can be a Power Ranger, and it's witnessed here. It's amazing, and I think that's one of the magical elements of the series: the diversity, the gender equality.
Yeah.
The fact that these are relatable teens, like you can reach out, like that could be me, that could be. That's amazing.
And we're letting Bulk be a Ranger, but he's not Bulk in the show.
He's not Bulk.
Right.
Not Bulk.
In the Boom comics, I think Bulk actually did get to be a Ranger.
So,
yeah.
And which we should say, if you want to get ready for the show, if you are chomping at the bits, go pick up the Boom comics. They are an amazing introduction to the tone and the lore and the things that we're going to be touching in the show, as well as Time Force. Now, jumping to Time Force, Aaron, how has your life changed since joining the Power Rangers family?
Oh my gosh, thank you for asking that. I was so young, you guys. I was like 19. And I'd heard of Rangers. I want to correct myself. It was obviously, they were the Power Rangers, but they had been the most popular thing, and then they kind of had dipped down a little bit, and then we came and they kind of whatever. Point is, it shaped who I am because I started volunteering a lot because they would bring kids from Make-A-Wish to set, and that I remember I told you that changed my life. I have 2 charity organizations I've started. I'm very, very active with children. Because of Power Rangers. And on Instagram the other day, someone posted like an old PSA that Jason Font and I did about kids. And I was like, right. At 19 years old, I was like on television going, you can help. You can just in your local communities make a difference. And that has forever shaped who I am. And again, like I said, my fan base, I like every single one of you. If you ever meet me at a convention, I'm such a hugger. It's like literally, I will
She gives the best hugs, you guys. Like, I don't say mob her after this, but if you ever get a hug from Baby Cahill, you can probably die happy. Like, it's amazing.
She's blinded by love, but I'll take it. But truly, like, I will wait until like my fingers are bloody and make sure I meet everybody and hug them because it's such an honor to be part. So it really shaped who I am as a person.
And to talk about being a part of that experience, not to share something you just shared with me, but I'm going to. You said you still are in a group text message with everyone on your cast, and you guys are still like a family.
You guys, we are best friends still. Like, literally, we were all texting this morning. Me, Kevin, Jason, Debbie, and Michael, all in a group text. Like, Jason just got back from Vegas this morning, and Mikey and his wife are doing, like we are a family, and we're one of the only casts that has stayed like that. And I could not love them anymore, and So hopefully you guys, who knows what'll happen, but.
All right. Well, next question, just to move it on there. What do you all hope HyperForce adds to the Power Rangers lore? What do you dream and hope that this adds?
I want the fans to really, like the super fans.
Well, I think the big thing, we talked about this right when you first were introducing me to this, and this is something that we've even talked about, is that for Power Rangers to be around for so many years, you want to start to see variations of it because you have obviously the young people who are coming in and seeing it for the first time, but you do have these people who have grown up with this show for the past 25 years and grown up in different iterations, who are now kind of like, well, is there something in this universe for me? Because the Nickelodeon shows are great, the TV shows are great, but now we have the movie, we've got the comics, And now I see this as being another way to bring that sense of still every audience is for everybody, but can have a little bit more edge, or a little bit more maturity to it, so that if you are that older Power Rangers fan, you can invest in something like this and feel like that there's something specific for you. I mean, I feel that way about the legacy figures, I feel that way about the comic books, and now I can see this being the same thing, where it still has that Power Rangers heart to it, but now you can kind of explore it. And the other cool thing about it is, because it's an original team, it's an original storyline that is set in the Power Rangers world, but like doesn't have to be specifically tied to Sentai footage or whatever. Like this allows us to explore things, or be able to explore things in this story that we may not be able to do on the television show because you have to have certain restrictions. So that's really awesome to have that openness. That's what I've seen happen with the comic books, of like taking an established thing and like playing around with the in-between spots. What happened between the first time they got their powers, or what happened right after Tommy became the Green Ranger? Like I feel like that's something we can do with this, of like what has happened with these characters because they're so new and have their own story going.
And then you get to add the chaos of the dice rolls.
Yes.
In there, so that's the funnest part about doing improvisational storytelling.
Do I feel that Zord in my heart?
Yeah. You do, like you really get into it. Like you really start to be like, oh, I got to make some conscious decisions. There's certain times when we were doing some of the prep games where you would say something like, oh, this person, needs to farm, but they don't have a horse. And I immediately was just like, I have a horse, you can take my horse. And it was just like, you just get that sense of like, this is what you're supposed to do as a Power Ranger. That's your noble duty. So I like that.
So cool. I do have to say, like, it's been amazing as far as we go into the anniversary season, because, I mean, obviously everybody remembers Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and we love that, and we continue to celebrate that, but we also have so many other seasons, and we really want our fans who grew up on those seasons, who love those seasons, to know that, yes, we see those other seasons. We appreciate those other seasons, and this is just one of those amazing ways. We also have a digital game called Legacy Wars that also just celebrates all the different anniversaries, and we're trying to, as we go into Boom comic books, and those, if you guys haven't picked up those comic books, you really should, because they're absolutely amazing.
They're so good.
But we're doing, we announced an anniversary event for next year that also explores that a little more, so it's something we're really excited to be able to do those initiatives that kind of celebrate that older fan that isn't just stuck on Mighty Morphin, that wants a little bit more.
Now, I know the show hasn't actually started yet, and we're just basing this off a couple rehearsals, but so far, what has surprised you all the most about your Ranger team and getting to play as a Ranger at the table?
I've never done this type of tabletop gaming before. And when you guys asked me, I was really nervous. I'm like, do I need to like look up like a wiki how? Like I feel very newbie for not knowing how to do this. But we've had 2 rehearsals so far. And this last one was so incredible. I feel like I was really able to come out of my comfort zone, and we were just laughing and having such a good time. Christina's so freaking silly. Just out of nowhere, we're like climbing a tower, and she's knighting some peasant. And we're like, what the heck are you doing? But it's just like so many funny, like unique moments, and it's a really cool way to get close to people that, I've known you for a while, but we've never been in this type of situation.
Yeah.
And I already feel super close to everybody.
Yeah, and you also at the same time, I feel close to you, but at the same time, I'm seeing you as Chloe.
Yeah,
so it's really cool because you really get wrapped up in the characters, and when you start figuring out what the mannerisms of your character is, which is a very Power Ranger thing, like each character has their certain descriptive, their characteristics. You can play off of that, and so it's fun to start already. I'm already seeing some of the relationships and kind of back and forth that some of the characters are
Yeah,
having.
I'm like your hype person. Always, whenever Mikey's making a decision, I'm like, go, Mikey, go! Whenever there's food around, I'm just like, yeah, that's mine. I'm eating all of it. It's nice.
It actually has been amazing, because I've been a spectator to all of those rehearsals, and to see the growth in just those 2 rehearsals has been fantastic, and the way you guys are coming together, it's just been like, I can't wait to see what happens in like episode 15, like to see where those characters have gone and what adventures have formed and what relationships have formed. It's like, I'm excited. Like, it's all I think about now. It makes it very hard to get any work done, but it's worth it.
Yeah, and Malika, now obviously you've had a lot more than a couple rehearsals, because we've been working on this project for a while. What has been the most interesting thing for you to see about the growth and the Rangers and the people we're putting in front of you and saying, these are your Rangers?
Well, you said this too, which is they're so good at being Rangers. Oh my goodness, because, I play other, tabletop games, D&D, and it's so easy to just be chaotic, neutral, crazy person go in.
It was one of our biggest concerns
Yeah.
when designing this system is we knew that if we presented this as a D&D type system or one of the other systems we use on our network, the feeling to want to be chaotic is so
so strong.
It's so strong, you know, like to troll the other players and do all these things. And we wanted to come up with something that really made you want to embrace being good and doing the right thing. And to you all's credit, you ran with that. Yeah. And it's been so cool to watch from the sidelines of, because that's always my biggest concern as a producer. I'm like, okay, we're going to tell them they're Power Rangers. Please don't beat up on a civilian. Please don't do that. You know, like, don't do those things. You're a Power Ranger. But we didn't have to tell you that. You guys got it the second.
It's because we're Power Rangers at heart, and we always have been.
So what do you think about that, Malika?
Absolutely. Being true to the world was incredibly important to me, and what's so exciting is right now we have the magic of Twitch and what HyperRPG does, plus the Power Rangers universe. It's like, oh, we have the trifecta, because now you guys as players actually feel agency in the world of the Power Rangers universe. It's one thing to be at home and be like, oh, that's cool, the Yellow Ranger, that's me. But actually feel like you can make choices in that world, that's a whole nother level. And what's really cool, and maybe want to segue over, is you guys in the chat room will also be able to affect the story. You know, in the past, it's not like you can watch Power Rangers and live chat with other people who are experiencing it at the first time, and you don't know what's going to happen. You know, so this is very exciting.
Right, and part of why we want to bring it to Twitch, to us, the reason we as producers want to work on Twitch as a platform is nothing is more exciting to doing something live and being able to communicate with the audience while you're doing it live. You get to share an experience, and to be able to bring the audience into the experience is what's really important to us. So we've been working extremely hard on developing an extension that will launch with the show that will allow you to pick your ranger,
create your own
ranger, get your ranger ready to go. That ranger is tied to your Twitch ID. When you go to our chat, you are that ranger, and you can check your stats and the leaderboard and all that great stuff, but you'll get to go on missions. You'll get to do stuff in the extension as the ranger, but all the while you're earning energy. You're gaining XP and earning energy, and then you get to take that energy, and you know how we said that this system runs off energy. You can then reward it to the players live in real time. One of the surprises we have for these guys that they haven't seen yet has to do with their morpher, and we don't want to reveal too much about that, but they'll know when you give them energy.
They'll be aware.
They'll feel it.
I want all of the energy.
It's like those movies when it's like, clap your hands, or like everyone say, we care. But now it's like, you get energy, so that's cool.
Yeah, you'll know
it's that teamwork, right?
Yeah, exactly. We'll bring you into the audience members. You feel like you get to affect the game. And some of the cards that they have, you know, they have to build up their energy to get to the next level. You want to make sure, so there is a management system there, but with the audience's help, you're going to get to do way cooler things, because some of the cards in your deck cost energy to use. So you have to be careful. If you're going to use a card, it's going to take you longer to morph. But if the audience is like, here's 2 energy, well, now you're like, oh, I can finally use this awesome special kick that I've been wanting to use for so long. You get to break into it. But why don't you tell us a little bit more about the extension, because you've been a really big part of this as well.
Oh, absolutely. So you get to choose your season, choose your ranger, and then you can, your ranger's age, their ideals, their personality, their fears. So there's some options here. And then we just have kind of our preliminary missions, but they are procedurally generated. And I think there's over 1,300 something.
Different results.
Different results from just our starting missions, which blows my mind.
And we'll be updating it every week.
Yeah,
every
absolutely.
week we'll be updating it, and this is going to come out in beta, and we'll be adding new features to it as it goes. And we've got a really long plan for that, and all sorts of exciting things that are going to come down the line with it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we're really excited about this, and this adding onto the show and bringing you into the front of that. Now, before we move on to the next part, I want to just talk a little bit more about the show, what you guys are excited about, and you know, just talk about the show for a little bit before I reveal something really special.
Oh no!
Wait, you can't just do that. You can't.
I'm
just
gonna
be
wait.
Like,
I'm gonna
no.
wait. I'm gonna wait till I get the signal that we've only got like a minute left, and I'm gonna make you.
Like the bat signal.
Oh, you got that one more thing.
I got that one more thing. I got that one more thing that you haven't seen yet.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say I like the idea of the extension. I like the idea of the audience being able to play along and interact along, because I did hop into that stream, that Power Rangers marathon, and it was fun. Because you know, I used to watch the show on my own, and we talk about it like at school the next day or whatever. But to be in the chat room live when things were happening, and it was funny because you would have people that were chatting that obviously knew what was going to happen next, had seen the shows multiple times, and then you had people who were chatting who had no clue, and it was like, oh, buddy, you're about to get surprised by some things in the show.
Oh, man. Yeah, those second season reveals.
Yeah, you know, like, what? Get ready. These conferences. So it was really cool to have that. So now to be able to do this where you get to be a ranger and play along with us, it's so cool. We all get to be Power Rangers. I just can't. I'm like, just that alone. Like, we get to be Power Rangers. It's really, really cool.
I know. It's way too cool.
You guys, I feel like a proud mama. I'm like, thank you for being so good. Like when you were saying that they like really carried the heart through and you didn't have to like tell them anything except for like be a Power Ranger, and you guys like brought the heart to it. I'm like, oh, my babies. Thank you.
Well, I'm really glad you brought that up because I think we can reveal your place in this universe.
Yeah.
We're not gonna say where that goes.
Just, take off your headphones and don't hear.
No. They can hear this much. They know this much in the sense of, you're going to be joining us right off the bat as their teacher, literally their teacher.
Oh my gosh, are you gonna give me a hard time?
I don't know yet.
Maybe the dice will decide.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yikes. I feel like I have a lot to live up to, so I'm just a little nervous.
No, you're doing great. I'm so excited.
Right. So in the year
You do have homework.
3016,
You do have homework
at the Time Force Academy, you will be joining us as one of the professors at the Time Force Academy, and still the Pink Ranger.
Yes.
So
I'm still,
I don't want to
I'm
say
Jen,
any
so
more than
sometimes
that
I-
because there's a lot of fun stuff that's going to happen right off the bat, and
It's
the dice
very
will
I'm your teacher.
the
That
dice will
would look
decide where
like
things
this.
go.
You guys, it's so cool. Like just working through this story with Malika and Zach has been amazing because the twists and turns. And the first episode, I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's going to be so good. And then to know that we have a loose outline, but we don't know exactly where it's going to
It's
go,
a
right?
Yeah.
role-playing game. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's fantastic.
Which
I'm
makes
so
me
excited.
have anxiety attacks all the time.
Me too.
I know, right? Because
Air
it's like,
fives.
yay! It's like we're doing this great project with Saban. We're bringing the Power Rangers universe to Twitch, and we're going to do it live as an RPG.
Yeah, the audience
the dice.
twist.
Oh, the
audience
dice.
twist is definitely where I feel like you're gonna see us elevated or just like a more enhanced version of what you've seen already
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
as
Yeah.
Rangers. Because whenever like we'll get energy or the chat's going crazy, I feel like I don't even know who we're gonna become. I'm a little nervous about that. Like I'm not able to mentally prepare myself, and I definitely just react. So I'm excited for the chaos that will happen.
The part that makes me the most nervous.
But honestly, though, they're so good at being true to being a Power Ranger, and with
the
all
good
RPGs,
chaos, not
yeah.
bad.
and I mean, and I don't want to speak for him because he's not here, but Peter is a Power Ranger as well.
Yeah.
Peter
I know.
Sidarso is the current, blue
Ninja Steel
on
Power
Ninja
Ranger.
Steel,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a lot of people don't understand this about him. Like he is maybe the biggest Power Rangers fan I've ever met in my life.
Yeah,
He
him and
is-
his brother is also the Blue Ranger. They're
Exactly.
massive Power Ranger fans. I remember
Yeah.
when they were auditioning, they were like, yo, you want in on this? I'm like, no way, dude, I'm too old. I can't do it. But then they both got it. I was like, dang it, I should have done it. But like, they're massive Power Ranger fans.
Yeah.
We would geek out about it all the time. And when they officially became Rangers, that was like a game changer.
Yeah. But what's cool about this game, especially after playing it a couple times, is even if you don't have, the whole encyclopedia Power Ranger in your brain, like
Whoa.
this is still a fun game. Like this is still something that's enjoyable to watch and enjoy. So you can just kind of go along the superhero and
I hopped
aspects
into
of
it just fine.
Yeah, because we, like I said, we do things that there's some things that pop in that are actually referential. Like I remember there was a monster that you brought up in one of our
Oh,
records
there's
that-
always monsters.
There's always monsters. But you were like, this one has an apple in their head. And I was like, what? okay, I see what you did there. But then there are things that happen that have never happened in Power Rangers before, and it's completely original and crazy. So I think that's nice that no matter what your level of fandom is, or even if this is maybe for someone this will be their first experience with this, it still works out. It's still going to be something that's entertaining. Like you don't have to feel like you got to, know as much as you know, but like you can still enjoy it regardless.
Yeah. Does the audience know like your character as GM? Do they know that yet?
Do they know you?
No,
you're
you.
you. As GM.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to be
I-
alive.
so-
Well, no,
The-
have you announced that yet? Because you
No, as GM, I am all the characters.
I know, but like
there's
you know
one
which
specific
one. There's
one.
one that you. Okay, all right.
There's a bunch. There's a
Secret stuff.
There's
Sorry.
a bunch of secrets. We have to. We're adhering. We're trying to tell you as much as we can without saying too much.
We got secrets. I've got secrets from you guys. You guys have secrets from each other.
True.
It's
I ate
what is the
your
heart
sandwich
of an
in the fridge.
RPG?
That was
yeah.
me.
I knew it.
And I'm just learning about RPG, so I know stuff that you guys don't know, and I'm like excited. I'm also, I'm excited to bring back Jen, but I'm just like a terrible liar. And
Oh, you should have told me that before I hinged this entire story on you.
So I'm like, oh.
You guys aren't allowed to ask her questions now.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like, oh.
And to that point, we have an amazing creative team working with us on this. At Hyper, we are a very small team. We're literally a company of like 3 or 4 employees, and we're working extremely hard on this, but we've been able to bring in some of our closest friends and coworkers like Cameron Rice, who's helping us do the writing, Adam Lavick's helping us with some of the graphics and all this wonderful stuff. So we have a really small team, and one of the things I love about this show and what I love about Power Rangers and the fact that we get to do this with you guys and what makes me so happy about it is at Hyper RPG, 100%, we are about passion. We try to highlight people who are passionate about things and can speak to things honestly and truly and their experiences in relation to that. And we knew we had the right cast when every time we talk to you guys, you'd get so just, and that's what we want. We don't want to ever shame anyone for following their passions and wearing their hearts on their sleeves about what they love and what they like about these worlds and these nerd universes. That's what we want to capture as well. And our goal for you guys is to be a part of that journey with you. And on that note, I have something that I've been working really hard on with one of our freelance editors, David, who's probably watching at home. You saw his name pop up on the bottom right as a Dropbox notification because he hasn't been sleeping. I haven't been sleeping. We've been working really hard on this because we wanted to show you today instead of when the show starts. We've been working really hard to show you this today. These guys haven't seen it.
I haven't seen
They
it.
haven't seen this. We're going to reveal the intro for the show right now. I'm so excited to show you guys.
Is it with some of the stuff that we filmed? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Yes!
These guys are going to nerd out. We're really excited.
Oh.
And yeah, let's get into it if you guys want to see it. So we're going to be playing something with sound, just so you guys know. And let's.
I should film myself and do a reaction video.
I know.
I can probably film you guys if you want. Let me see.
All right, you ready?
Oh, okay, yes.
Did you see my move? Did you see my move? Dude, that was dope. Okay, 5 more times.
Can we do it one more time?
5 more times.
Can we allowed to do it one more
You want to do it one more
Can
time?
we do it one more time,
time,
please?
please.
And isn't that a new song
There was
someone
one more
wrote?
time.
This is a brand new
It's a
theme
brand new
song
theme song
specifically
by
for
Saban.
Yes.
HyperForce.
Yes.
You guys got your own theme song.
Oh my God!
Are you crying?
I don't know. I gotta call my mom right now. So stoked.
That's so cool.
I'm honestly trying to go back. Can you go back in a PowerPoint?
That's okay.
You guys will see it so many times.
I'm like, they're
over
going
the
to
next
see
4
me
months.
exit
I
out
know.
and see all the windows that we have open preparing for this panel today.
Yes. Okay, no, it's
Oh,
fine.
here we go. I got it.
Oh.
You wanted to see it again. So.
One more time. One more time.
All right.
If you can, only if you can.
I love it though because we've been working really hard on
You
it.
said you were gonna do it.
All right, fine. Okay.
Yeah, life made. I think I'm dead now. So.
And just so you guys know, I've been keeping that video a secret even from Malika because there was something that the video reveals that I didn't want to tell you guys until today. But the custom dice? I'll have all those for you on the first game. Blacksmith.
Wait a second, are they forged?
They're forged
From
dice.
metal?
From metal.
No way.
That
with,
is so metal.
With lightning bolts and everything.
Wait, I want a set.
Okay.
Yes.
I was wondering, that's so cool.
So a good friend of ours, Gil Ramirez, a blacksmith, worked with him last weekend, and he's.
What? You didn't tell me all this stuff? Oh my gosh.
Everyone's getting surprises.
So I wanted to get those for you guys, your very own set of custom forged in metal
gosh. Yeah.
dice for the
I
show.
want to take that to like Pokemon tournaments and just like roll up, be like, yo, what up?
Yeah. Power Rangers, take this. We're taking over.
Pre-release this weekend.
So just to remind you guys once again, live every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, every Tuesday for the 25th anniversary special. We're going to be doing 25 episodes for you guys.
Starting this Tuesday?
Starting this Tuesday, literally. Guys, this coming Tuesday, this is coming together so fast. I see my crew in the corner all like,
Thanks, guys. You're killing it.
Major props to both the crew at Saban Brands and the crew at
everybody's
HyperForce
working
for
really
pulling
hard
together and making this come together.
And thank you guys.
Yeah, and you guys as well. You guys have been amazing.
And Peter's crushed
And Peter
it,
and
man.
Polly and Christina,
Yes, they couldn't be here today. And for those that are maybe sad who are watching at home, who wanted to see Peter here especially because he is such a huge super fan, on our YouTube, dropping at 5 p.m. on HyperRPG's YouTube, there is a hour-long, roughly, interview with Peter about the show, with our Hyper Heroes team, our superhero news team, basically. The Hyper Heroes guys are interviewing Peter, and that will be dropping very soon. So all the questions I ask you guys, he'll answer, just so you don't feel like Peter got left out on that. And we're so excited to bring you on Tuesday the full cast, the full everything, the full crazy, and I really, really hope the dice agree with the things that Malika wants to do, so we don't end up having to write Saban a really, really unfortunate email. Like, so guys, everything that we got cleared, well, the dice went the other way.
I'll be out the side going like, wait, guys, we need to talk.
I mean, sometimes we've been pretty unlucky, so I think it's going to be all right.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be great. The Power Rangers always win in the end, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Just some battles might take a few parts.
Sidetrack a little bit.
There might be
It's
a
okay.
5-part episode in there every once in a while.
You got
the
out of trouble.
audiences-
You get forged in the fire.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yes.
That's right.
From
With
the
the,
ashes we
soccer.
rise.
with the audience's help, they'll definitely be able to achieve anything. That's my concern. Like, oh, we're going to have to rebalance the system, like on episode 2, because we don't know how much to bat the audience is going to go for you until it happens.
Guess we'll find out on Tuesday.
So this is a challenge for us because we keep testing the system and trying to break the system, and then the audience is going to break it immediately, most definitely. They're just going to, we can't even predict what they're going to do.
I'm just wondering if we're gonna get some Power Ranger episode tropes, or we're gonna get like the we're all kids one episode, or we switched personalities, all the classics.
Well, you know, it's really great
Don't
that the
give her
second
ideas.
episode is literally Halloween Day.
The Halloween
right.
special.
Oh, that's so cool.
We should make some clips. Like, remember that time? It's just like a cut.
Yes, I would love that.
So I know we have just a minute or two left, so why don't you guys tell me like your favorite Power Rangers memory before we cut out of here?
Oh man.
Wow.
You okay? Oh, in a minute. Yeah. No. You go first.
please,
now I
please.
have to think.
I mean, obviously checking out the show when it originally started, because I was just like, what is this? This is, you know, I'm used to watching cartoons and, you know, weekday afternoons and Saturday mornings, so this was a whole different thing. But honestly, it was going to Morphicon. Power Morphicon is this really awesome convention. When I first found out, I was like, wait, what? There's a convention where all the Power Rangers get together and Power Ranger fans, and like, it was really cool because, you know, you go to different conventions. Like, I would even say, like, TwitchCon is an example of this. It's like you're going to a convention where everyone's there for the same thing, because most conventions are, like, so many different things. So to be at a place where it's, like, Power Ranger fans, all different ages, cosplay, and stuff I bought way too much of all in one place, and meeting wonderful Rangers
that's
in
why I
person.
leaned forward. I was like, that's where we met.
Yeah, it was so cool. So
Yeah, for me, it's always meeting the fans.
Yeah.
Also, the millions of memories with my cast.
Naturally. I think my favorite moment is when Peter surprised Yoshi at the cast reveal, and he came out.
yes.
Have you seen that video?
Oh, yeah.
That
I
is
cry
the
every
sweetest.
time.
Oh
They
my
like
God.
That was a
Yoshi didn't
beautiful
know
moment.
Peter was the next Blue Ranger, and he came out in his full costume, and they like shared this brother. I could get emotional just talking about it.
Trying to
Best
keep
ever.
that secret was incredible because Yoshi and I are actually pretty good friends. So like
Yeah, I
he'd
don't
come
know how
by
you
and
did
I'd
it.
like have to hide in the office because I'm like just like you, I'm a terrible liar. And then you know in the green rooms, Peter would have to like hide under the table.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, did Peter really hide under a table?
Peter
Because that
would,
is amazing.
because we had them in separate rooms, so then, once in a while the other guys would come in, and so Peter would just jump under a table. And I mean, they were committed to keeping the secret, but it was worth it in the end.
Yeah, so worth it.
100%. Well, thank you guys so much to our wonderful cast and our GM. Tune in on Tuesday at 6 p.m. We'll have the full cast, the full group. 25, it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah,
and
follow,
HyperRPG.
There you go. Follow HyperRPG on Twitter and Twitch and all those things.
All the wonderful stuff. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.